Hello, everyone, and welcome to Down to Earth with Donna, a podcast from K&D's Homestead. Today, I'm not going to talk about fertilizers or compost piles or how to grow a specific vegetable, and I'm not going to talk about insects that can wreck the garden. Today, I'm going to talk about the birth of happiness and peace that comes from gardening. The garden is not just a place where things grow, but it's a place where we heal and find passion. A place where we let go of tension for a while, regain our balance, and sometimes it's a place where we can meet ourselves again. This episode is for the ones that think gardening is not doable for their own various reasons. It's for the ones who feel a tug in their heart to garden every time they pass a blooming flower bed, and they might think they can't possibly do it. It's for those that stand at their kitchen window staring out at a bare patch of yard and thinking, maybe someday. But secretly, they fear making the move to garden, stepping off that proverbial curb. Let me tell you something. If you hear the garden calling, even if it's a faint whisper, it's because something in you knows that you belong there. I want to encourage you to believe in yourself enough to give it a try and allow yourself to fail while also allowing yourself to succeed. Mornings are a quiet kind of sacred. If you've ever stepped into a garden in the soft hours of morning, before the rest of the world fully awakes, you know there's something holy about it. The air is soft and fresh. The sun barely touches the leaves. And the birds, they're not showing off yet in song. They're just chirping out short little tunes like a warm-up before the full day's concert. The dew still clings to the leaves like little diamonds. You're hearing the rustle of leaves and feeling the dirt beneath your feet and in your hands also. In those moments, after you begin working the garden, something magical happens. You start to settle in. Your breathing slows. Your thoughts stop fighting for attention. You're not thinking about bills or emails or what's in the news. Your worries don't disappear, but they do soften for a while and they loosen their grip. And the garden, well, the garden holds you while you breathe. And what's left is just you, grounded, present, and alive. And somehow in that moment, everything feels okay while you're keeping the good things and tossing out the bad stuff. It's not just a garden, it's a sanctuary. The garden isn't just where I grow food, it's where I return to myself. Some days I'm out there planning my next steps in life. Other days I'm walking through rows of beans and squash. I'm remembering my mama's laugh and my granny's calloused hands. My granny grew a large garden every year, as did my beloved Aunt Abby. They both found peace and love and forgiveness in their gardens, and I'm sowing the seeds they sowed for me. I've learned from them that the garden is an excellent place for some me time. The garden is also conversation. You see, when I'm out there alone and nothing but a bucket of weeds and the hum of insects, it's like I can hear my own heart again. That's when I have my best conversations with God, with myself, and with loved ones I've lost, my granny especially. She didn't say a whole lot most of the time, but boy, she could grow some things. Sometimes I'll be out there thinning out seedlings, and I'll remember her voice and imagine her saying, "Now don't be stingy, girl. Give 'em room to stretch." Sometimes I imagine my Aunt Abby telling me, "Don't forget to heal those potatoes," or "Be sure to tie up those tomatoes," because I got a lot of garden advice from her. I can hear my mama's voice telling me she couldn't wait for my okra and squash to be ready for her table. She told me once that her grandmother was famous for growing large beds of zinnias. but it was just flower beds where she grew those zinnias. She never mixed flowers and vegetables together like I do. She told me it was beautiful adding flowers directly in the garden and how she wished her grandmother had known it was okay to do it. I relive that conversation often while I'm in the garden, and it brings me joy to know how pretty my mama thought my garden was. The garden keeps special conversations safe. The garden connects us through memory, through spirit, and through care. The garden gives us a place to rest our mind. Y'all know as well as I do that our minds can get loud. Worry, stress, decisions, regret, it all piles up. But when I'm out in the garden, my hands in the soil, I'm not obsessing over yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's unknowns. I'm planting, watering, checking for insects, smiling at a new bloom, and remembering sweet memories of the past. The garden is meditation in motion. You don't have to sit still and chant to find peace. Sometimes peace is found while deadheading marigolds or wrestling with a stubborn weed. Now, to those still standing on the edge of the curb and you haven't stepped off yet, if you feel that tug in your heart, desire in your gut, but haven't started a garden yet because you're scared or you don't feel capable, listen to me, because this part is for you. If you've ever said, I wish I could have a garden, but, and then you list all the reasons. Maybe you feel too old. Maybe you feel too tired. Maybe you don't think you have enough space. Maybe you don't even feel like you have enough knowledge. I hear you. But you don't need all of those things. And you also don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of acreage. You don't need a farm. And you don't even need a tractor. You don't need to know everything. And you don't need permission. If you've got the dream in your heart, well, that right there is your green light to go. You just need to begin. Start with a pot of basil on the porch, a bucket of soil, and a single cherry tomato plant, a little raised bed made from scrap wood and some stubbornness, a single lettuce plant, or a container with strawberries. The garden is not waiting for you to be perfect. It's just waiting for you to begin. You just need a little soil and a little courage. And once you start, that garden will start working for you, just like it did for me. Gardening won't fix everything, but it will give you space to think. It'll give you moments of joy. It'll give you the best tasting tomatoes you've ever had, and flowers that remind you the world's still got beauty in it. You'll fail sometimes. Oh yeah, you will. You'll kill some plants, maybe multiples, but you'll also grow things you didn't think you could. You'll grow things like tomatoes, cucumbers, some flowers, and zinnias if you're feeling fancy. But you'll also grow some patience, because plants don't rush. You'll grow some confidence, because you made something live. You'll grow resilience, because you'll kill a few plants and you'll try again. You'll grow joy when that first pepper shows up like a little miracle. You'll learn to trust your instincts. You'll learn that failure isn't the end, it's part of the dance. And you'll find parts of yourself you thought were long gone. You'll sit in the shade of something you planted with your own two hands and realize you are capable of more than you thought. Some reflections from my own gardening journey. I didn't start big. Years ago, I started with a very small bed. I started with a few gifted transplants from two of my aunts and some Family Dollar seed packets, and I grew my first tiny garden. It didn't actually produce much, but I was gardening nonetheless. But that tiny garden gave me confidence. It gave me quiet when I was drowning in noise. It gave me something to wake up for when everything else felt too heavy. And when I'm out there now, sun on my back, hands dirty, sweat running down my face, I don't feel weak at all. I feel very strong. I feel capable, and I feel alive. That's what I want for you. I want you to feel all the special things that gardening gives to you in return for your hard work. That's right, it can be hard work at times, but it's truly a labor of love, and you'll be rewarded in kind from your garden in more ways than one. My final thoughts are plant your heart. So if your soul's been restless, if your days feel too noisy, if your heart needs a soft place to land, if you feel that pull in your chest when you look at seed packets or you stop to admire someone else's sunflowers, don't ignore it. The garden is waiting. It's waiting for you. Because the garden isn't just about growing food or flowers, it's about growing you. If you've thought about gardening and wondered if it's something you can do, I hope my words of encouragement give you the push to believe in yourself and that you're already making plans for your first garden. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Plant with hope, tend with love, and remember, you're allowed to bloom too. So until next time, this is Donna from K&D's Homestead and Down to Earth podcast. Bye-bye.